Hello, Geeks and Ghouls. Today we have to talk about an upcoming horror anthology called Local Haunts, and it is a BookTube and AuthorTube anthology. I think that's how it goes. Everything is silently, and the moment you put on your mobile phone and you're filming your video, bells will start to ring. Yeah, being a YouTuber is hard. Booktubers and AuthorTubers who are interested in horror, and they also write. They have been gathered under the guidance of Regina Sinclair from Regina's Kindle Library. We're publishing an anthology. You can see the cover right here. I don't have a physical copy because the book will be available on October 1st, but it's on Amazon for pre-order, so you can follow the link that will be in the description and you can pre-order it or just wait for the spookiest month of the year so you can get it and enjoy your favorite booktubers and authortubers. If I just recite the people who are there, it will be very boring. They're also in the description of the video along with links to their channels, and I can give you 3 reasons why you want to read this anthology. But I'll give you one reason that you may want to avoid it, and the reason that you may want to avoid this book is because yours truly is also writing a story there. So I warn you, you may don't want to read this thankless hack. Alright, so reason number 1 you want to read this anthology. It is because all those people on BookTube and AuthorTube that you may already watch, and I know that I already watch a lot of them and I enjoy their content. They're there and you have this great opportunity to read a sample of their work and then continue to, if you like this sample, go on read more of their books. Reason number two, because Brits will get offended, but it's really, it's weird. So reason number two, the concept behind this anthology is that every author is supposed to write about their neck of the woods. And while many stories are set in Northern America, because most booktubers and authortubers are from the US or Canada, you're also going to read some stories set in other places. There is a story set in Australia by the page nomad Wolfe. There is a story set in Vietnam. I'm not sure who wrote this one. There are some booktubers, and at least one booktuber I can think of that says from Northern Ireland, so I guess there will be some Irish spooks. And there is also a story set in Athens. So yes, there is a lot of diversity and maybe stories for places you have never read about before. That's interesting because, okay, New England is great, but there are other places to be horrifying, not just Maine. No offense, Stephen. Now, reason number 3. Well, actually, number 3 is good. Number 2, the British way is but number 3 is okay. Reason number 3 is that the proceeds from this anthology are going to charity. They go to a charity called First Book, which has as a statement of purpose to help children from the lower classes to get a better education. They're supposed to provide books, food, and clothes to children who go to school, but they come from needy backgrounds. And I think I can stand behind this charity because I firmly believe that if you help children get an education, you make a lot to stop perpetuating social inequality. You give children who may not be able to participate in school an opportunity to do so and maybe change their life this way. And I firmly stand behind this, and this is one reason I want to help in this anthology. And be sure that your money not only will keep you entertained for a couple of days, I guess. You may read some awesome stories, and there are some awesome stories in there. I can guarantee that. Not mine. Mine is awful. Also help for a cause that I think you may agree that yes, it's a good cause and you want to help. So go to the description below, click anthology, and get the book. Could be fun. As for the reason why I wrote my story, it's called The Block Seller. And if you want to write about Greece and local urban legends, for many people who come to Greece, you come to Athens and you go to Acropolis, and the next day you go to Piraeus. You get a ship and you go to an island, and then you have the Greek sun and the Greek parties. Yeah, that's an experience I did not feel like I want to write about. I mean, okay, ancient Greece was awesome. We all know that. We all know about ancient Greece. So writing about monuments and ancient gods, it would be boring. There are a lot of stories like that, but it's local haunts, and it's about the perspective of a local. I've been living in Athens half my life, for 18 years now. So I want to write what fascinates me and scares me about the city. And you see, the Athens used to be a small city, and it had a lot of beautiful houses downtown. But then, as people started moving in to get jobs in the emerging industries back in the 50s, a lot of those houses were torn down and apartment blocks were built on top of them. But I won't talk about the few remaining older houses that have been abandoned, dilapidated. A lot of years ago, I was on a friend's house that was not downtown. We were playing D&D, and he was telling us that there is a house nearby. He was not sure where this house was, so it's urban legend that had a very dark past, and it was given to the church, and nobody lived there because bad stuff happened. So I thought to myself, what if I take this idea of the house and put it on the center, on downtown Athens, on the center of Athens? There are houses like that. I've seen houses like that, and I'm not talking about some dark corners somewhere. I mean, in many central places. But I thought, let's have this be in an abandoned street, because there's this dark past and everybody left this, and have a dark street and junkies, and because yes, there is a huge problem. There used to be a huge problem in Athens with heroin addicts. I think they have moved away from downtown for the past years, but yes, you could go to some places and people will shoot up on the street in the middle of the day. These eyes I've seen, but no, they're not a big part of this horror story. They're just mentioned there, and that was my reality of Athens that I wanted to convey. So it's a different story about Athens that only a local could write. And yeah, that's something different for a known trope in a different way. So yes, that's my announcement of a horror anthology, The Local Haunts, organized by Regina Sinclair. The description below, there are a lot of links, and the original announcement, a link to get the book, as well as information about all the other people you'll find in this anthology, and you'll probably recognize some of the channels that are mentioned, and you'll probably find a couple of new channels that you won't watch. So yeah, that was my announcement for this anthology, and as always, stay spooky.